What price buys you in Richmond, Texas right now is what we're gonna cover. People keep asking me, Natasha, is Richmond, Texas actually affordable? And honestly, that question made me pause because the answer is yes and no, and everything in between, depending entirely on your budget. Here's what nobody tells you up front. Richmond is not one market. It is 4 completely different buying experiences depending on what you're spending. And if you're relocating from California, from New York, or Chicago, what your money gets you here is going to stop you cold. Today, I'm breaking it all down by price point so you walk into this market with your eyes wide open. Hi y'all, welcome back. I'm Natasha Carroll, your Houston area real estate expert covering Richmond, Katy, Cypress, Spring, Memorial, The Heights, Fulshire, Bel Air. My team and I help people relocate to these communities every single day. And the price point question comes up in almost every conversation. Hit that subscribe for weekly data-backed content of Houston suburbs. Now, let's get started on our content for today. The $300,000 floor where Richmond still surprises you. Let's start at the entry point because this is where Richmond genuinely shines compared to other Houston suburbs. According to Zillow, the average home value in Richmond right now sits at approximately $386,000. That's down 2% over the past year. But here's what's interesting. In zip code 77469, which covers a big chunk of older Richmond, you can still find homes averaging closer to $350,000. That means $300,000 is not a pipe dream here. So what does $300,000 actually get you? In established neighborhoods like Pecan Grove, the heart and soul of Richmond, most people say, you're looking at older resale homes built between the 1980s and I would say the early 2000s. With larger lots and mature line trees, it feels newer communities they can't replicate. We're talking 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2-car garages, roughly 1,800 to 2,200 square feet. The trade-off that these homes may need updates. You're paying for land, location, and of course, you're paying for character. Now, here's the key caveat I always share with my clients at this price range. Do your homework on the MUD taxes, which is the municipal utility district taxes in older Richmond sections. They can run high and quietly inflate your monthly payment. As always, your agent ask them for a full tax rate picture before you fall in love with the listing. Now next, I'm gonna call it the sweet spot. What $350,000 to $400,000 unlock. This is the price range where Richmond starts to feel really exciting and honestly is where the majority of relocation clients pretty much land. According to Redfin, the median sales price in zip code 77046, which covers some of Richmond's most desirable master plan communities, it hit around $430,000 as of February 2026. So right in this range, you're shopping at your near medium, which means you will have real options. In neighborhoods like Lakes of Bellaterra, you're getting resort-style amenities, multiple community pools, I would say scenic lake views, and on-site top-rated schools within the Lamar Consolidated ISD School District. Homes in this bracket, they're typically newer construction, built between 2010 and 2018, with open floor plans, granite countertops, and anywhere between 2,200 to 2,800 square feet. This is a zone where Richmond starts to feel like a true lifestyle purchase, not just a real estate transaction. Harvest Green, I would say, is another name I keep bringing up at this price point. It was designed around an actual working farm and the center of the community. Residents get access to fresh produce, gardening programs, and farm-to-table events. How exciting is that? For a family relocating from a major metro area, this is genuinely a wow moment. And you can get into Harvest Green in this budget range, especially in the resale market right now, where sellers are setting on an average of 91 days before closing, according to Redfin data. That gives buyers, I would say, real negotiating room, of course. So we've already established that Richmond has a clear entry price point of $300,000 and a sweet spot that unlocks master plan living between $350,000 and $400,000. Sellers are sitting longer. And this is good news if you are a buyer who's patient and does your homework. What's here is where it really gets interesting though, because the next price tier is where Richmond stops being a good deal. Suburbs start to begin to genuinely look like a lifestyle destination. But before we get there, I do want to pause and mention my free relocation guide. If you're seriously thinking about making a move to Richmond or anywhere in the greater Houston area, this guide covers the best neighborhoods, of course, top school ratings, cost of living breakdowns, and the insider details my private clients get. The link is down in the description box. It's completely free and it's genuinely one of the most useful things I've put together. So go and grab it. Now let's talk about what your dollar does when you move above the $450,000 range. This section, we're gonna call it the revelation range, from $450,000 to $550,000 and the new construction advantage. Here's the part that genuinely surprises people who are relocating from a higher cost market. According to Mavo, the median list price in Richmond in March of 2026 was $452,000. So if your budget is right at $450,000 to $550,000 window, you're not just buying a home, you're buying a brand new home in one of the most aggressive growing communities in the entire Houston metro area. This is the range where communities like Veranda and the newly launching development, the George, come into full view. The George is about 1,500 acre master plan community by Johnson Development, one of the most respected builders in Texas. That just opened pre-sale this year. At this price point, you're getting new construction, builder warranties, energy efficient systems, smart home technology, and communities designed all around today's lifestyle, not floor plans from 20 years ago. The value comparison though is here's what really lands for the out-of-state clients. A comparable home in Sugar Land, which is right next door, would run you $50,000 to $80,000 more for the same square footage. You're not sacrificing quality in Richmond. You're gaining square footage, a bigger lot, a newer build for the same investment. So it's something that you really have to think about. Next, when Richmond goes luxury, this is gonna be the 550 plus picture. Above 550,000, Richmond shifts into a different category. You're now in communities like Evergrove, which is Toll Brothers' newest luxury entry along FM 723, featuring finishing ponds, fitness centers, high-end finishes. We're talking about 3,000 plus square feet, 4 to 5 bedrooms, dedicated home offices, 3-car garages, and resort-style packages that genuinely rival what you find in a 5-star resort. The FM 723 corridor is specifically one I keep watching closely because infrastructure improvements there are finally catching up to the housing growth. Long term, that is a strategic place to buy for equity. Next, we're gonna talk about the bigger truth about Richmond in 2026. Here's the thing I want you to leave this video really sitting with. We open by asking whether Richmond is affordable. And the honest answer is, it depends on your reference point, of course. According to Orchard's latest market data, and half of all of the active listings in Richmond have seen a price reduction. And the current sale to list ratio sits around 96%, meaning on average, homes are selling slightly below asking. That is a buyer-friendly signal in a market that not too long ago had zero negotiation room. Richmond is not the cheapest suburb in Houston, but it delivers more home per dollar than almost anywhere else, which this level of infrastructure, school quality, and community investment. And and the gap between what your dollar buys here versus comparable suburbs, that is the real story here. So make sure you pay attention. Richmond, Texas in 2026 is a market with a real range. At $300,000, you get established neighborhoods with character, larger lots, though older homes may need some updates. Between $350 and $450, you're walking into those master plan communities with top tier amenities, Lamar Independent School District, and common to full view, with sellers currently offering real negotiating flexibility. The $450 to $550 range unlocks brand new construction in those communities, like Veranda and the George, where your dollar stretches further than any neighboring suburbs. And above $550, Richmond competes with the luxury market at a significant value advantage. Regardless of your budget, understanding your price tier before you shop is the single most important thing you can do. And now you know exactly what each one looks like on the ground. If you're thinking about moving to Richmond and you want to know exactly where the budget stands right now, I would love to connect with you. My contact information is in the description box below. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me, whatever works best for you. My team and I look forward to working with relocation clients every day, and we will give you the real, unfiltered picture. And don't forget to grab our relocation guide. It's free. It has everything you need for a smart, I would say fresh start in the Richmond market. If you want to keep learning more, check out my video on the top neighborhoods in Richmond, Texas. It's gonna pair perfectly with everything we've covered on today. I'm Natasha Carroll. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.